Did you know that some flowers are hermaphrodites or protogenous, which means that they start off as female flowers and then they transform into males if they do not get pollinated? So in this video, you can see Rain is searching for flowers on these annona trees to collect the pollen from and to pollinate. And you'll see a bunch of fruits on these trees. These are the result of pollinated flowers. So here he has found a male flower and he's simply removing the petals, which pretty much removes almost all the pollen into the cup. And that is how he collects the pollen. He's found another male flower right here and he's just doing the same thing. Once it's become a male, it will no longer be able to bear fruit. So pretty much his only purpose is to hopefully spread its pollen to other flowers. The male flowers are open super wide and they have lots of pollen on the inside, and the female flowers are usually only open a little bit and they do not contain any pollen inside. So Rain comes out here every single night looking for female flowers to pollinate and male flowers to collect the pollen from. The female flowers only stay open for a couple days before they turn into male flowers, so you want to check the flowers to see if they're open a little bit, and if they're open a little bit, it's time to put some pollen in them, because if they don't get pollinated, they'll turn into males. So here he's found a slightly open female flower and he's just putting the pollen in. This is actually a custard apple flower and he's putting mostly Rollinia pollen inside the flower. You can mix the varieties of different annonas. They will cross-pollinate, and that's actually how you create new varieties. It's a completely natural process. Bees do the same thing when they go from flower to flower. It's how plants are able to evolve and how we have so many different amazing varieties of fruits. So here he's found some more female flowers that he's just pollinating, and this process is pretty fun. You gotta stay organized and make sure you don't pollinate the same flower over and over. I mean, it doesn't really matter if you do that, but you also don't want to miss any flowers. But Rain's gotten pretty good at this. As you can tell, there's quite a few fruits on these trees. And before he started pollinating the flowers, we pretty much never got fruit on our Rollinia trees. And then once he started pollinating the flowers, we started getting a ton of fruit. So it's pretty necessary for certain varieties. Some varieties are better at self-pollinating than others, but Rollinia especially doesn't really fruit unless you're pollinating the flowers. So he comes out here every single night and it's become a ritual for him, and it's pretty cool to see all the fruits of his labor. And we're very lucky to be able to have the land to grow these fruits and to live in South Florida where these tropical fruits can grow.